we have a new promising prospect in the UFC. Ethyn Ewing just got his second win in the UFC at UFC Vegas 115 this past weekend, in which he defeated undefeated prospect Rafael Esteban via nasty body shot KO. Here you can see I can't play the video because of copyright, but wanted to go ahead and make this video and do a bit of a prospect highlight because I understand that we know he's good now when he's in the UFC, but there's still a lot that this guy's going to go on to do, and I want to go ahead and get on it and let y'all know what this guy's capable of because I've been very impressed by what he's been able to do in the UFC. Now, if you don't know Ethyn Ewing, the guy was a regional fighter. He's been around since, I think, 2019. He was obviously coming up doing LFA, Cage Warriors here and there, and pretty good. And then he went on a really good run here getting this streak. I think it's, 10-fight win streak he has. And he competed at Uriah Faber's A1 Combat for, I think, the belt or a title defense against Billy Brand and KO'd him viciously in round one. Now that KO led to him getting the call to fight Malcolm Wellmaker on short notice. I think 2 days notice. Because his opponent Cody Haddon had pulled out, and Malcolm Wellmaker at the time and still is a very hyped prospect. He is really nasty, knockout power. He's beaten guys like Cameron Simon, Chris Matinho. I feel like he beat someone else pretty impressive, but either way, the guy was looking like a world beater. Very good, put together, powerful. And Ethyn Ewing comes in on 2 days' notice and absolutely outdoes Malcolm Wellmaker. Now, don't get me wrong; these fights were very close. But Ethyn Ewing just does enough. We saw that in his debut. On the regional scene, a guy can look really good against some of these cans. But we were like, dude, Wellmaker's about to get another chinning. This guy's coming in on 2 days' notice. He's a regional dude. But not Ethyn Ewing. Not the walking head from regular show. He came in and outdid Malcolm Wellmaker. He beat him to the punch. He got nastier in the exchanges, as you can see here. And even in the takedown sequences, he would win those moments. Now, what Ethyn Ewing does really well, and that we don't see a lot of prospects do, is no wasted energy. When you see a lot of prospects here, they want to be well-rounded, so when they get into a fight, they're going to try to look for their grappling. They're going to try to look for their fancy footwork and setting up strikes. That does too much. That causes you to think too much, and sometimes these vets of the UFC can kind of slow down what you're doing and panic and take away your game plan. You don't really know what's working best for you, and they'll outdo you there. But not Ethyn Ewing. He's very calm. He's very collected. He doesn't use a lot of kicks. He doesn't end up in a lot of awkward positions with his body. He tends to stay in a fighting stance, moves forward with good boxing. He kind of floats, and he doesn't chase a finish. Chasing a finish will obviously lead to a lot of prospects getting countered, gassing out if they're not good enough to find the finish, and then maybe they go on to lose the next round via grappling or something. Ethyn Ewing is very calm and controlled. In his fight against Rafael Esteban, I think he was hurting him in round one with big shots. He had busted up his nose, almost put him away at the end of round one, I believe. Might have been round two, but he took his time. This was a 3-round fight, and he put a beat down on him for 2.5 rounds, and then was like, all right, let me find this shot, because his coach was going, dude, look, this is free. He's patient. He's calculated. We don't see that much in prospects, and I think this is really something to look out for. And what's so crazy about this is because before that Malcolm Wellmaker fight, even after, the dude is a construction worker on the site. He's part-time. After the Malcolm Wellmaker win, I think he made enough money and kind of got shown, okay, I'm a good enough level to do this as a career, and I think he's gone full-time with training and left construction. But the fact that a guy working construction, a regional fighter working construction, was able to come in on 2 days' notice and beat the high prospect that was Wellmaker, that's absolutely a sign that you should be looking out for what this guy is capable of. And I think he matches up really well against some of the guys in the division. We'll go ahead and take a look at it. Obviously, there are some killers at 135. There's a lot of guys that I would not want to feed him to because that might be too early, too soon, and he might get outcrafted, and then we've lost another prospect, and that happens way too often. Sorry, I pressed my space bar. So how do I think he matches up against the top 15? I saw some crazy takes, like he beats Marab. I'm not, even if it's true, I'm just not going to go that far down my delusion yet. So I don't think he beats anyone within the top 5. But dude, literally top 6 and down. Not top 6, sorry. Like 6th rank and out. I really do think he could end up anywhere in there. So when we're talking about his next matchup, I'm seeing a lot of people mention Peyton Talbot, but Peyton's in a weird spot where he's kind of reclaimed his hype, but he's probably looking for a bigger name than Ewing, and I think Ewing should take on Marlon Vera. Vera's obviously a tough fight. The dude doesn't always get going, but he clearly can find that one big shot, and he never gasses, and he never quits on himself. So I think that's a good test for Ethyn Ewing, you know, a good tenured guy with gas tank, experience of the game. He's faced adversity. I think that'd be a good test, and I think it's a winnable one, too. Obviously, Shido doesn't do that much. I think we could see maybe Ewing get a finish, put enough power on Shido, and then put him away. But I still match him up really well against any of these guys. I mean, would the grappling be difficult for him against a guy like Zahavi or Batista? I think so, sure. But he seemed to be doing very well with the grappling against Rafael Estevam. He was able to stuff everything and punish them on the way up. I think he destroys some of the guys in this top 15. I mean, I would really pick him against a Raul Rosas Jr., a David Martinez, even a Bashara, bro. Like, I would probably still pick Ewing just because even if your fighting doesn't look good, I think your presence is a big thing, and Ethyn never seems to worry about that. Like, obviously, he's calculated. He has risk management as a fighter, which is what you want to see. But it feels like he's very good under the pressure. When he was going against Esteban, and the guy was throwing flying, jumping knees, I think, he didn't duck into it. He didn't wince and just kind of air traffic his way out. He calculated, he moved his head, he looked for counters on the inside, and he just does all the right things. And that's very rare to come by in a prospect, especially at this level. Usually when they come to the UFC, they're really good at one thing, and then all the other things are pretty sloppy, and they round those out, and they fine-tune it as their career continues in the company. But Ethyn Ewing seems to be the full package. I mean, dude is so good with his offensive striking, his patience, and his defensive grappling that he doesn't need any offensive grappling. He just fights well. It makes sense. Like, his style's almost so well-rounded that he forces it to be a stand-up fight. And anytime you try to shoot for a single or try to change it up, he's going to deny that and force it. And he just looked great this weekend, man. He fights really smart. He paws the jab out. He creates distance. He frames very well. Anytime you clinch with him and anytime you clinch with him, he's not clinching. He's looking to land. He's throwing knees up the middle. He's throwing elbows on the escape. Like, he's just doing all the right things. And once again, I cannot stress this enough. Follow this man's career. If you're a betting man, pick, sorry, my throat got mucus. Pick him in like most of your predictions, because I really do think he matches up very well in any of his next 2 to 3 fights. We have to see how those fights play out to see if we think he's championship level, but I think Ethyn Ewing is a very hype prospect. He's a guy that I will 100% be following, and he's already proven to me. Beating a guy like Wellmaker and Esteban, both guys who are undefeated and have proven that they're UFC caliber. What else can you ask for? I think we have a very good prospect here, and I'm very excited to see what happens for his career. I just wanted to do a little prospect highlight here. So, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think of his potential, who he might beat. If you have any hot takes on he beats one top 5 guy, let me know who. Other than that, see ya.